That's to Michelle Birdsong in New York City. What's so great about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? There he is. This is James Foreman. He was the office manager at the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee during the Civil Rights era, and I did volunteer work for them, and he was my boss. He was a great guy, died of cancer. Rosa Parks, the Civil Rights Movement. Dr. King was a leader of the Civil Rights Movement, and it began with Rosa Parks refusing to get up and give a white man her seat. She was tired that day. She was arrested. Civil rights, Rosa Parks, civil rights, and she's getting fingerprinted here. Okay, Iron the Prize, America Civil Rights Years. Okay, let's see. This shows Dr. King's nonviolent approach. His marchers getting attacked by vicious dogs, and the marchers got hosed with powerful hoses. And here's a picture of them grabbing Dr. King. How uncomfortable is that? And this is a picture of Dr. King in hospital, recuperating from abuse, because he did not use violence. He went to India and got their tactic of nonviolence. They put him in jail, and here he is sitting in his cell, thinking. He had a PhD. He was very smart. This is Stokely Carmichael, the president of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. I used to date him during the 60s. He was a Virgo. Okay, here's Dr. King saying, I have a dream. And he's giving his I have a dream speech, which some people think that's why the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 was passed, because he held a march on Washington, and his speech was so riveting that it convinced Congress and the president to pass the Civil Rights Bill. Excuse me. And here's Lyndon Johnson, the president, signing the bill into law. Here's Dr. King. He's happy. It was a long, hard-fought battle, but in the end, his dream came true. See? He's very happy. I don't know if Johnson's happy. He's a Virgo, too. Dr. King's a Capricorn. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 passed, and I no longer had to sit in the back of the bus as I did growing up, and I could eat any at the Woolworth lunch counter, which when I was 15 and I sat down to eat, they wouldn't serve me. My sister, who was washing dishes there, came out and said, "Girl, go home." And I said, "I want to be served." And I sat and sat and sat, but they didn't serve me, but they serve me now. This is a statue of Dr. King outside Westminster Abbey, where the Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip got married. And I think Princess Kate and Prince William got married here too. So that they put Dr. King's a statue of him there. Obviously, they have great respect for him, as I do. Okay, now this is Glenn Beck, who was George Washington, who was Immanuel Kant, and he has Dr. King is one of his heroes. So he staged a rally to restore honor on the day, the 28th of August, the same day as Dr. King's rally. And his rally was held in Washington, D.C. You can see all these people everywhere. It was highly successful. I watched it on Facebook the whole time. I was dancing, crying, laughing. It was amazing. It was the best rally. I hope you all got to see it. Okay, and Dr. King, this is the rally where Glenn Beck, George Washington, President George Washington, and Dr. King's niece, Dr. Elveda King, and Vice Presidential candidate Sarah Palin, they all stopped to close their eyes and pray silent prayers for a minute. Dr. King left us his niece, Dr. Elveda King, who is a very decent person, as he was. Okay, what else have I got? Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream lives. He has been reborn as Lou Ranzinger, Melanie Lynn Spears' son, Eve Timoshel Birdsong's grandson. Dr. King's Day is Monday, January 20th, 2020. Why has Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day become known as a day of service? Each year, on the third Monday in January, the Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service is observed as a day on, not a day off. Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service is intended to empower individuals, strengthen communities, bridge barriers, create solutions to social problems, and move us closer to Dr. King's vision of a beloved community. My question to you, neighbors and friends, is of what service can you be to other humans this Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Service? Can you read words of inspiration to someone sick, unable to move about? Can you help someone having trouble crossing the street make the journey like this man is doing? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. being as Lou Ranzinger, with explorer Christopher Columbus being as Dr. King's mother, Melanie Lynn Spear. Look how happy he looks. He'd be with his mother. Of course he's happy. Okay, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, full text is available at morganwhitaker.aol.com if you want to read it. George Washington being as Glenn Beck arm in arm prayer with Dr. King's niece, Dr. Elveda King, at Glenn Beck's tribute to his hero, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at the Restore Honor Rally in Washington, D.C., held on the same day as Dr. King's Great March on Washington, August 28th, for jobs and freedom. Song, I like Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King lyric. I like Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I judge a human by the content of their character. Are you a true human? Are you modeling God or King Kong taking Fay Ray? I should tell the millennials, this is a movie, King Kong, and we have this big giant gorilla with tiny little Fay Ray in his arm. So that's what that means. Are you being good or are you being bad? All right. Some people have the character of snakes. See, Dr. King said, judge a person by the content of their character. And that's why the song is about character. Some have the character of late greats. Some people try to act nice. Some truly like to do what's right. I like the sun in the sky. A relative of Martin Luther King, now Lou and I, gives us light, heat, and energy. No better friend to us than is he. Talking about the sun in the sky. He has a character that can't be beat, but we can strive to be like his son, Jesus Christ, or his wife, Mary Magdalene, the universe's queen. Okay, that would be me, Timoshel Birdsong. I like Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I judge a human by the content of their character. Are you a true human? Are you modeling God or King Kong taking Fay Ray? Make your choice today. I choose to be of good character. My mother will be proud of me that way. Her hard work carrying me in her womb matters. Thank you, Mother. Thank you for the sperm, Father. Thank you, Dr. King, for your dream, for making it come true. Thank you, Son in the sky, Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene, too. We shall overcome in gratitude, and we are grateful for what you stand for and withstood. Thank you, Dr. King, for modeling good. The name of the song is I Like Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The first may be last. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s father, like mine, was a preacher-teacher. His mother cheered him on from the church pew's bleacher. Both his parents were of upstanding character. They modeled how to help your fellow humans. Dr. King has been poet saint Princess Mirabai. Her master was a cobbler saint. Mirabai didn't discriminate against the poor. She said no when her family wanted her to serve a rich master. She stuck with the master of good and noble character. I like Mirabai being as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He said, judge a human by the content of his or her character. Are you a true human? Are you modeling God or King Kong grabbing Fay Ray? Are you like the sun in the sky, God, and his son Jesus Christ now being as Gurinder Singh Dhillon? Are you like Jesus' wife Mary Magdalene now being as T. Michelle Birdsong? Are you like poet Saint Princess Mirabai being as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. now being Lou Ranzinger? We are grateful for what they stood and withstood and for what they stand and understand. Thanks to the greats for modeling good. Recording song, Tony Robbins, Abraham. Oh, I recommend this song. It's a recording, an audio. It's called Abraham, Martin, and John. It's about Abraham Lincoln now being as Tony Robbins, Martin Luther King Jr. now being as Lou Ranzinger, and John Fitzgerald Kennedy now being as Kyle Kassoff. And they talk about Robert Kennedy, the Attorney General, and he's projected himself as Steve Doocy, who is the host of Fox and Friends. And the song is by Dion. It's about unconditional love. One unconditional love. Dr. King being as Lou Ranzinger, with Saint Kabir now being as Lou's baby sister Ostara Gloria, having been as Chief Sitting Bull in Hiawatha. Photos from Birdsong Michelle account on Instagram. There's a video I made you might want to check out. It's called How Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Saved Star Trek's Uhura. It's a video on Miles Red Birdsong YouTube channel. And this is how you find it. But you can find it just by Googling these words. History. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. being as Lou Ranziger, destined being as the Duke of the Universe. He has been as poet saint Princess Mirabai. Lou has been as Superboy and composer Franz Joseph Haydn, father of the symphony and father of the string quartet. In other words, a musical genius. Mothered this life of Lou Ranziger, Dr. King, the St. Patrick, Queen of Egypt, Cleopatra, Goddess of Fertility, Isis, Vincent van Gogh, and classical music composer Antonio Vivaldi. Dr. King being as Lou His proximity father is Charlie Ranziger. Dr. King, being as Lou Ranziger's biological grandfather, is Isaiah the Prophet, being as classical music conductor Dr. Maestro Isaiah Allen Jackson. Dr. King, being as Lou Ranziger's biological grandmother, is Ludwig van Beethoven, being as T. Michelle Birdsong. Dr. King, being as Lou Ranziger's brother, Mr. Rogers, Alexander Graham Bell, Saint Shiv Dayal Singh Swamiji, and the composer Brahms, now being a Seth Win Ranziger. Did you get that? Mr. Rogers was Brahms. Dr. King, being as Lou Ranziger. His uncle Sing Birdsong as being as Mozart. George Gershwin, Jimi Hendrix, Projections, Sly Stone, Evangelos, Superman, King Charlemagne, King Arthur, King Menelaus, King Saul, King Guru Arjan, Saint Sardar Bahadur Jagat Singh Ji, Wilbur Wright, Will Wright, Brother Wright. Dr. King, being as Lou Ranziger, his Aunt Robin Michelle Birdsong, as being as George Friedrich Handel, Handel's Messiah works. King James, St. Francis of Assisi, Michelangelo, Voltaire, Dr. Spock, Dr. Seuss, Galileo, Kepler, Queen Victoria, Empress of India, Guru Lawson, Radhasomi History, wife of Crown Prince of Guillaume, wife of Earl Percy, now being as disciple of Jesus Christ, now being as Gurinder Singh Dillon, Louis Armstrong, Nat King Cole, Sir Paul McCartney, Barry White, Frank Zappa, Michael Bolton, Frankie Valli, Ricky Nelson, Righteous Brothers, Bobby Hatfield, Jesus Christ Superstar star, Ted Neely. The Buddha, these are all the identities of Gurinder Singh Dillon, Jesus Christ. Okay. The Buddha, St. Valentine, St. Nicholas, Santa Claus, husband of Mrs. Santa Claus, husband of Mary Magdalene, now being T. Michelle Birdsong. Okay, just notice this is Lou Ranziger, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The holiday closing library will be closed in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Okay, don't forget to perform your service today. It's a day of service, just like the service Dr. King performed, making our nation a better nation. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you understand why Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was such a great man. And he's a great-great-grandson, too. Thank you.